Hey Crosswatchers for Libra, welcome to your cross-watching video for August 2019. We're going to connect here and see what's coming up for those of you who are curious about a Libra in your life. Keep in mind, my dears, these are general readings, so some of the scenarios may not apply to you, okay? If you're a Libra and you're watching just because you want to see what it says, again, it's a general reading. It may apply to your energy, it may not. Your person might not be watching tarot readings on my channel, or they might not watch tarot in general. But if you've been led to watch this reading, there's at least one message in here for you. I can promise you that. But we're going to connect and see what's coming up for Libra, or actually for cross watchers dealing with a Libra. And we're asking that the information that come in be beneficial and be helpful to everyone involved, right? We're not doing this in a negative, nosy, spying kind of way. We're doing this to bring about positive results, healing, and a good situation for everybody involved. One more good shuffle here. Okay. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You've got King of Swords coming up here at the beginning. And that's funny because we're reading for Libra. And guess what? King of Swords is going to be a Libra. It's going to be Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, right? But we're reading for Libra, so this is air sign energy. So this is telling you that you're dealing, quite frankly, with like just a very, very typical Libra. Typical Libra you're dealing with here, okay? So if there are certain things that are bothering you about them, these are Libra traits or tendencies. You might not like a Libra then. The Libra might not be for you if it's bugging you. The one thing that I usually say about the King of Swords is that sometimes King of Swords can come up in a way where they're not very emotional. And I see this come up a lot of the times in a reading where somebody's like, well, I don't know if this person loves me, or how come they're not, like, you know, being like, I don't want to say nicer to me, but like, why don't they seem to be more into me, or why aren't they more affectionate, or why aren't they more expressive? King of Swords is not an expressive kind of person in that way. Although Libras do tend to be more emotional than other air signs, and somebody commented once and said that the Libra is like an honorary water sign, and I can see that because Libras do have emotional depth, but they don't get carried away by emotion. They're still very logical, right? Like if you compare the emotions between a Libra to the emotions of a Scorpio, right? Scorpio's gonna have deep, intense emotions. And Libra can understand that. Libra can hang with that. But Libra's not going to be as intense emotionally as a Scorpio is, just by way of example. So some of you might not be getting kind of like that cuddly energy, or that like really like compassionate energy or sympathetic energy. And it's just simply because you're dealing with somebody who's more about logic, somebody who's more about, well, how do we fix it? How do we change it? Like, you know, that kind of energy. So it's not about not caring about you. It's about showing their affection and their love in a different way than maybe what you're anticipating or what you're hoping for. It's not because they haven't fallen for you. It's not because they're not that into you. It's not because, you know, like, they don't like take interest in you. It's just it's their way of being. It's their demeanor a lot of the time. Read up about that. Read up about, like, you know, how Libras are in relationships. And you might say, oh, that makes a lot of sense. I can definitely see, you know, okay, so this is kind of like a Libra characteristic that's happening here, right? So this is a lot of intellectual energy, okay, reason, balance, you know, solutions to things. You might kind of want to be discussing your feelings or things that upset you. And Libra, you might think Libra is trying to sweep it under the rug. Libra is not trying to sweep it under the rug. Libra is just more about the solution. Okay, well, how do we move past it? This happened. I'm sorry it happened. How do we move past it? How do we keep it from happening again? What's a good plan, right? Like, they're about that forward movement. Your next card here is the Sun. And this is a major arcana card. So those of you who watch my videos, you know I always say when we have a major arcana card come up, this is a significant love connection. This is a soulmate connection. This is a soul contract lesson. You all came into each other's path for a reason, for a purpose. and Libra, and you are showing up here with this contract kind of card. The Sun card is about true love. It's joy, it's happiness, it's freedom. Okay, it's being able to be yourself and not tied to the hip of your partner. It's able to experience being free, being who you are, you being able to go off and do your thing, them being able to go off and do their thing, but still having this fun and this joy, and also being able to come together and do things together, like a playfulness. The Sun card can also indicate that your inner child and their inner child really connect very well. There's something here like on an inner child level that's bringing you all together as well. That can be an indication as well. So this also makes me feel that those of you who've been with a Libra for a while or getting to know a Libra for a while, they may finally be ready to take the relationship into like a more public realm, or into more like putting a label on things, or introducing you to more people, or taking you home to meet family, or just making something more official. Okay, the Sun card kind of makes me feel like something that's like being announced, something that's being made known about the connection and the relationship. Next we have the Seven of Wands. Okay, so this makes me feel like Libra's ready to move forward with you, Crosswatcher. But there may be some things that they're going to kind of have to defend about the relationship or about being with you. Not because you're not a good person, or vice versa. They might feel like, you know what, I want to be with you, but there's going to be things about me that your friends or family don't like, or there's going to be things about me that they don't accept, whether it's different upbringing or culture or religion or whatever it might be. And they're like, are you ready to deal with that? Because Seven of Wands is about standing your ground, right? So this is a relationship that maybe Libra is ready to put a label on things, or go public with you, or plan bigger dreams or bigger significant things for the future. Even if you are already together or already committed, it could be like, having children, or, like taking whatever the next step may be. But you all are going to have to talk and make sure that you both are ready for this. For whatever reason, Crosswatcher, I feel Libra is the one initiating this conversation with you. I feel like Libra is the one that's coming in and saying, okay, are you sure you're ready for this? Because this is how it's going to be. Is this going to work for you? Are you going to be happy with this? Are you ready to stick to your guns about the situation? Because you may have people who are coming at you. The thing with Seven of Wands, though, is like he's on good ground. So even if they're coming at him, they really can't reach him. They really can't get at him, right? And so you might be dealing with opinions, but you have enough of a foundation where this relationship can work, right? It's just up to you about if you're going to let people pull you down to their level to go fight with them. They can be coming at him, right? But I'm going to stay up here. I'm going to take a step back. You can't get me. I'm up here on this hill. But if he hears them insulting him or saying things to him, and he comes close, what did you say? And he starts kind of whacking at them. They're going to be able to hit him. They're going to be able to maybe upset him enough to where he wants to go down there and fight them or something. So I feel like this is saying that something is happening with your Libra, that Libra knows there's going to be people that maybe make comments or make an issue, and they just want to make sure that you're going to keep out of that. Libra could have difficult friends or family. They may feel like they have family members or friends that maybe are going to try to bait you or pull you into a discussion or a disagreement, or vice versa, and so it might be they might feel like that around you, that does that to them. But they're just wanting to know that you're going to be able to stay above it. Take the high road. Take the high road. Some of you may be having to deal with a parent or somebody that's very difficult in their life. And they're just wanting to know if you're going to be up for that. Yep. This is going to be a relationship that's going to be a lot of work. Seven of Pentacles is a lot of work. At times it can feel very exhausting. And I do feel like you all are moving towards something in terms of a next level type situation. But it does feel to me like it's going to take time. Okay? Seven of Pentacles is one of those cards that basically says, You know, your hard work will pay off, but it's going to take time because of just the law of nature, the law of the way things are. If you plant a seed, it's going to take time to grow. You can do things to maybe keep it well fertilized or well cared for to try to like get this optimal growth, but it's still going to take time to grow. You can't speed it up. You can't make it happen faster than it's meant to happen. Like if you were really hungry and you wanted to cook a great meal and you went and you got the best of everything, the best ingredients, say you wanted like to have a chicken, you went out and you bought the freshest, best chicken, the best vegetables, whatever, and you threw it in the oven, used the best seasoning, the best recipe, the most wonderful things, but you decided, man, I can't wait. Like, I need this to happen now. Let me speed it up. And you turn the oven on full blast. What's going to happen? Anybody who cooks can tell you what's going to happen. It's going to burn on the outside and be raw on the inside. You're not going to be able to do anything with it because it's going to require time. There's no way of speeding up that time. There might be little things that maybe might give you a little bit of a shortcut, but it's not going to be an instantaneous thing. This is something that's going to require time, and it's going to require your patience. Okay? So, and this is, I think, one of the things that Libra is going to make, like, remind you of. Like, okay, you might know, but remember, this might be an issue for us. Like, timing is going to be a factor. Especially those of you who are dealing with a really big goal. Those of you who are working towards something big. There could be something in terms of moving or, you know, waiting on some kind of big job to come in, you know, whatever it might be. This is very significant energy. This is a lot of work. This is like, you know, like life planning, okay? And it's not something that's going to happen overnight. So, we'll pull clarifiers. What does Crosswatcher need to know about Seven of Pentacles as it pertains to them in Libra in the current situation in August? What does Crosswatcher need to know about Seven of Pentacles as it pertains to their situation with Libra in the month of August? You've got Two of Swords. So you might be kind of afraid about what's ahead. You might kind of like not be wanting to look at it and pay attention to it. And that's what Libra's trying to remind you of. You have Queen of Wands. And I hate to say this, but some of you, there could be a third party situation. And, you know, they're like, you know, people might not like you. People might think that you're moving me away from another relationship or vice versa. They might not like Libra because, you know, maybe Libra was third party for you, and there might be complications that are arising from that for some of you. And then you've got Eight of Wands, which is communication, discussion, things moving very quickly. So this almost makes me feel, I'm hearing like for some reason like point of no return. You're going to have to be ready. You're going to have to be prepared for this. You're going to have to be confident. For whatever reason, there's things about this connection or this relationship that it might not be necessarily an easy one, and you might have people that are coming at you or saying mean things or judgmental things, and you know, Libra just wants to make sure you're ready for that. You know, this is like, are you really in for this for the long haul? If so, then let's do this. Okay, like that's kind of the energy that I'm feeling here. And once it gets going, it's going to feel like things are moving very fast, but the relationship will be work, right? And you need to be confident, you need to believe in yourself. I do think there's a very strong passionate connection here though between you and this Libra that makes it difficult to walk away, it makes it difficult to walk away from it. We have Ten of Swords, okay? Doesn't necessarily mean this is pertaining to the things between you and Libra. We will pull clarifiers to find out more about why Ten of Swords is here and in what way and how it applies. But before I do that, I want to explain something about Ten of Swords. I know people don't like to see the card because it's a scary looking card, but I can tell you anytime I've pulled it for myself or anytime I've pulled it for a client, it's been right before something really wonderful happens. Because Ten of Swords is something was blocking you or holding you back, and it's finally done. Some lesson has finally been learned. Some cycle has finally completed. Some addiction is finally, you know, handled and taken care of to where you can once and for all come into this energy of being able to move forward. But we're going to pull clarifiers. What does Crosswatcher need to know about Ten of Swords as it pertains to them in Libra for the month of August 2019. One more clarifier here. And we have Three of Cups. We have 10 of Cups. And we have Judgments. Okay. Now I want to pull clarifiers around Judgment. Why is Judgment here? Okay, so you got Ace of Cups. We'll talk about these. Empress and the Star. So, lots of major arcana. Okay, I'm gonna be straight with you, Crosswatcher. This makes me feel like your Libra has not been completely and totally honest with you about their dynamic or the situation of like what they're in or what's going on with them. Okay? You could have unwillingly or unknowingly been pulled into some kind of like third party situation, and the truth is coming out, and they're deciding that they want to be with you, but there might be people that are looking at you like you're the bad guy in some way, or you're taking them away, you know, from them in some way, or they're giving up, or they're walking away from some obligation because of you. Okay, so I do feel some truth is being revealed. I do feel those of you who are dealing with a Libra who is conflicted, like they're choosing you, they're choosing to be with you because they're seeing you as Ace of Cups, Empress, Star, right? Like they're feeling this really massive soulmate connection with you. And, you know, it's really funny because I always say when the Empress comes up, I say that, you know, the Empress is above the queens. Like the Emperor and the Empress are above the kings and queens. There's nobody on earth that the Emperor or the Empress answers to. They are the highest authority on earth. There's nobody that outranks them. The only thing that they would answer to are like the heavenly bodies or the celestial bodies. And so you are the Empress and you are the Star. You know, like you are like everything to this person, and they're seeing a future with you. Okay? They're seeing a future with you, but there's going to have to be some thinking, some planning, preparing yourself, bracing yourself, because this is not going to be an easy relationship moving forward, because it's not your fault, Crosswatcher. I think some of you are maybe kept in the dark about certain things. But they're choosing to be with you. Some of you, you're already married to this person or living with this person, and you guys can be coming out of a very difficult make it or break it period where you're deciding to stay together. But whatever you're getting over these things may not be super easy, but you have such a strong bond and such a strong connection that they don't want to give up. And I feel like, Crosswatcher, you don't want to give up either. Okay, or this could end up being that kind of relationship. I'd strongly suggest and recommend that you watch your love reading for the month of August for your zodiac sign. All of the love readings are linked in the description of this video. You can definitely check that out. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do. If you click on the Calendly link in the description of the video, you can go ahead and schedule a private reading with me. I'm more than happy to do that, my dears. So I thank you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I am wishing you a fabulous August.